past weekend, Olympic champion Simone Biles said, "I look like a man." Let's unpack this. Brief background on me: outspoken Christian, outspoken conservative, outspoken Trump supporter, outspoken advocate for keeping men out of women's sports, which is just about the least controversial take on the entire planet. But because of that take, Simone Biles posted this on X, like literally out of the blue. I'm going to assume that she said I looked like a man because I'm relatively muscular. I'm not overly tall. I'm 5'5", which maybe seems like a giant to someone who's 4'8", but I'm assuming it's because I have muscles. This was crazy to me coming from her. Number one, because I've admired her for so long. She is the best of the best in her sport, bar none. But secondly, this came from a woman who has experienced so much scrutiny because of her muscular stature. It didn't take me long to find this video of Simone Biles.
I'm Simone Biles, and I love my body. It helps with gymnastics, and it teaches younger girls to love their bodies as well. I got made fun of for my arms a lot. Some people would say like mean things. They used to call me like a soldier. At the time, it didn't make me feel the best, so I wore sweaters or jackets all year long. To body shamers, let me see. I feel like if you love your body, then that's all you can do, so it doesn't matter what anybody else says. So I think they have to learn to fall in love with themselves, and I think it's out of jealousy sometimes.
Crazy, she's been a part of all of these body positivity campaigns and even explicitly sent a message to body shamers and then body shame me. So I have a question for Athleta, one of Simone Biles' sponsors, who claim they sponsored her to empower young girls. Is this what you call empowering women and girls? Because I don't think so. I think I'll spend my money elsewhere. And in the meantime, I'm going to continue to use my platform to actually empower.
This is how you start to fight back. And what they've done for a long time, to white people in particular, is that they went after their money. They go after their sponsorships. Now, for a long time, black people, specifically black women, have gotten away with, quote unquote, doing some of the most egregious things that would largely be considered egregious to people that didn't look like them. But now you have Simone Biles, who is crazy, because I think I defended Simone Biles when women that look like her actually came after her for her husband and who it is that she was dating and the guy that she was in a relationship with. But, you know, it's funny because this is why I don't rock with everybody just based off of the color of their skin, because their character speaks otherwise. I align more closely with Riley Gaines, who believes that men should not be in women's sports and you should not have trans biologically born men in women's sports, than Simone Biles, who would go after somebody because they champion conservative views, not even Republican, but conservative views. Actually, it's funny because Riley Gaines, before she posted this, she went into a deeper dive on a previous post, and so I'm going to share that with you guys right now, which she kind of spoke about, or she gave her thoughts on the initial impact of what she thought Simone Biles was saying as far as trying to come after her and go after her based off of trans people participating in women's sports.
Simone Biles, the Olympic gymnast, the best of the best, bar none. There is no one else even remotely in her league in women's gymnastics. I guess in an attempt to be inclusive and virtuous, decided to sell out all women and girls who have dreams to achieve and to succeed, and to specifically personally attack and body shame me. She tweeted this out of the blue, like this came out of nowhere, and she said, "Riley, me, you're truly sick, all of this campaigning because you lost a race." First of all, if she's insinuating I lost to a man, I've lost several races in my career, duh, that's part of being an athlete. But if she's saying I lost to a man, that's factually incorrect. We tied. Besides the point. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive, or creating a new avenue where trans feel safe in sports. Let me get something straight. It's my job. It's the women's job. This is what Simone Biles is saying. It's the women's job to find a way for the men's feelings to be validated, for their identity to be affirmed. That's not my job, actually, at all. So to say I should be doing this is insane. If she wants to use her platform to uplift men and women's sports, then by all means. But it's certainly not my job, and I don't believe it's the job of any woman to do this. She goes on to say, but instead you bully them. One thing's for sure, no one in sports is safe with you around. I can't even make sense of that last part, actually. Then out of the blue, she tweeted this. bully someone your own size, which would ironically be a male, which is hilarious, really for two reasons. Number one, she's acknowledging there are differences, like physiological, biological differences between men and women. And
The intelligence between the two is vast. You can just tell that Riley Gaines, even though she may not be as good of an athlete as Simone Biles, is head and shoulders above her when it comes to her ability to think her way through a whole conversation.
saying this. Secondly, I'm 5'5", which might seem like a giant to someone who's like 4'7", 4'8", but I'm pretty standard size for a woman. I guess like relatively muscular, right? Being an athlete, I would imagine Simone would understand that, but I weigh like 135 pounds, 5'5", of pretty much pure muscle. And again, if anyone would understand that, you would think it's Simone Biles, a woman who has historically been scrutinized for having a very muscular, masculine-looking body. She was scrutinized to the point she did this whole body positivity campaign. Then she has the nerve to say that I look like a man. And not to mention, this is a woman who has been incredibly brave in calling out and witnessing the horrific sexual abuse that she and hundreds of other female gymnasts faced at the hands of one sexual predator, that predator being Larry Nassar. In the same breath, believing that vulnerable women should be forced to strip down naked in front of men in locker rooms so long as it makes the man feel happy. If Larry Nassar came out as trans, would Simone think it's responsible or safe for him to be housed in a women's prison? To be very, very clear, I could care less what Simone Biles says about me. I'm a very secure person. I know I'm on the right side of history. I'm married, so if she wants to say I look like a man, I
look like she's sitting in that Cybertruck too on the low. Got to pay attention to the background. Same way I be spotting them baby seats.
literally could care less. The most heartbreaking part about this, for me, is the platform that she has and the amount of young girls who look up to her. That she just, in a blink of an eye, sold out to appear to be virtuous. What we saw from Simone is the definition of pulling up the ladder behind you. Something people like Megan Rapinoe have also done. I have a feeling that if Simone's inclusive dream came true, she would have 0 Olympic medals and no one would even know who she is. So, if she wants to advocate for men and women's sports, by all means, it's America. You get to do that. I get to call you stupid for it, but you get to do that. Maybe in the 28 Olympics, she can compete and pommel horse in the rings. But I am going to keep standing up for women and girls, which is just about the least controversial take on the entire planet. If you can remove yourself from the opinions of the elite, of mainstream media, of Hollywood, of any elected representation, the position that I have taken is the same position that about 90% of Americans have taken, which is that men should not be in women's sports.
And I don't really know why that's such a hard, controversial take. It's very clear that men should not be in women's sports. And I don't know what Simone Biles was drinking. I don't know if she was as drunk that weekend. I'm not even sure if she's left up the tweets. Let me pull this up and see if she's left up the tweets. Because maybe because it's Pride Month or something like that. It's crazy. Hold on, let me see. Simone. She left it up. She left it up. And she has 59 million views on this, 18,000 retweets, 50,000 comments, 198,000 likes. Wow. Wow, this is crazy. Here, let me share my screen with you guys just so you can see it so you don't think that I'm crazy out here in these streets. This is what it looks like. She sure did leave it up. 100%. Crazy, bro. Absolutely insane. Anyway, so yeah, there you go. There's your heroes continuing to let y'all down. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at y'all later. Peace.